Hi everyone, welcome to my Flosstube channel, Thread the Needle. This is Vani from Newfoundland, Canada, and I'm joining you here smack dab in the middle of my Christmas countdown with my regular Flosstube update. So those of you who are joining me for the very first time, welcome. This is where I share my love for full coverage cross stitch, and for those of you returning, thanks for coming back. So I have an update on all the whips that I've been working on over the last 12 days. If you're paying attention to my daily Flossmas or Vlogmas or Christmas countdown, I have been working on a different project every day. So I have got some fun updates for you. So let's go right into the whip update. Let's start with Ganesha. So each project that came up during every day so far, from the 1st of December till today, the 12th of December, I had given myself a different challenge to stitch with it. So each one had a different bit of progress. We're going to start with Ganesha. And I'm super, super excited with how much I've been able to put in on it this year and the last couple of years. So I'm going to show you the area of which I was stitching on. And here we go. So this is where we are with Ganesha. As you can see, this diagonal is filling in quite nicely. I really love stitching on this one. I mean, the stitches, the details, and everything is just so lovely, and I really enjoy this one. It's one of my favorites. Next up is Sleepy Owlette. This was a mystery sal from 2 years ago from the Cross Stitch Studio. And even though I didn't finish it on time, I'm still enjoying it so much. Even though I know exactly what it's going to look like and the mystery is all gone, I don't mind. It's one of my favorite stitches. Every time it comes around in my rotation, it is one of my favorite stitches. So here's how much, or this is where I was working on. I had to start a new diagonal, and it's getting filled in really nicely. There's a lot of confetti in this one, but I don't mind because it really creates all this lovely detail. It's the best. Next up, we've got Mini Little Dreamer's Tree. This one is moving along nicely. As you can see, I think I filled in a little bit of this area with the particular challenge that I was given. But it's lovely. It's going to look amazing when it's done. A nice, long, narrow piece. I'm excited about getting this one finished and hung up. I'm excited about getting all of my pieces. Let's be honest. I want to finish them all of them. Next up, one of my favorites is World Travel Bookshelf. And the area that I was working on is this upper section right here by the hot air balloon. I was able to fill in some reds, pinks, and purples right here and fill in the hot air balloon a little bit more. So that's quite lovely. Such a colorful piece to work on, really and truly. One of my favorites. Am I saying that about all of them? They really are. Every single one is my favorite. So there's no point in me saying it. Yeah, all of them are favorites. Here comes another one. One of my favorites. This is Sapphire. She's just the best. I mean, look at the detail in that face. I can't wait to get into her wings and then her dress. Oh, it's going to look amazing. So beautiful. So each of these, I've only been stitching on one day each. So you're not seeing a whole lot of progress, but I got a bit done in each one. So I'm happy with that. Next is Mini Moose Crossing. This one, I'm always so astonished with the level of detail in the chart itself that comes out. It's going to look really nice when it's finished. Again, something I say about all of them. Okay, next one, Peacock Fantasy. I actually made a nice bit of progress on this one. We finished, not finished, almost, oops, sorry, lost lost that. We almost finished a diagonal here where I was working on this one. So just this section left to finish that diagonal. Can you imagine what that's going to look like? Amazing, right? Next up, we have one of my favorite owl pieces, Autumn Owl Trio. And I got to concentrate on the eye a little bit. So we kind of filled in around the eye and did a little bit of work there. That's going to be such an adorable piece. Next up is my Golden Promises. I truly love working on this piece, and I think it's just because it's so easy and fun to work on because it's on 18 count. And for this, the day that this came up in my challenges, I had to stitch a lot of Krynic. And, you know, I know a lot of people complain about Krynic because it's so hard to work with. I don't actually mind it, especially on 18 count. I didn't find it very difficult. Now, on 18 count, I usually do 2/1 full cross, but with the Krynic, I only do 1/1 full cross. Let me see if that focuses. Can you see all that sparkle, sparkle, sparkle? That's the Krynic. I love it. It adds just a little bit of special something to a project, and it's so much fun. Next up was London. Again, this stitch for this one was just filling in a lot of confetti. So as you can see, we have, I think I filled in this corner right here, a lot of blues, a little bit of forgotten stitches up here, but a lot of blue confetti stitching there is what we were able to do. And then the last piece that I worked on so far is, oh, I dropped something, Ayana. And I got to complete a diagonal because there was just a few stitches left in that final diagonal, and then I got to start a new diagonal. So that's a fun one too. This one's coming along really nicely, I have to say. Beautiful. So that's where I am with my works in progress. I really enjoy the variety. If you can't tell, I stitch on a lot of variety of pieces, and it's just such a joy because each one is so different and brings a different kind of joy to me when I'm stitching on it. So that's what I really like. I'm gonna pause the video just slightly because I dropped something and I gotta pick it up. Okay, I'm back. So next up, I want to talk about a bit of plan that I have for the new year. I will do another video before the end of the year to give you my whip parade for the new year and my plans for the new year, but I got something fun in the mail as part of my New Year's plans. So the Cross Stitch Studio for the last couple of years have been doing a mystery sal, and as evidenced by my project, I am doing I did each one from the 2 years. The first one was Sleepy Owlet, and we all know how much fun I have with that one. It's so much fun. Last year's was the Under the Sea one, so the blue one with the watery background with the seahorse. That one I haven't worked on as much as I would have liked to, but I will still continue with it. This coming year for the Mystery Sal, they are calling it Into the Garden, and they posted a picture of all the floss colors. It is beautiful. So I reached out to my friend Kaylee, who has a store in Ontario, Canada, and I asked her if she could create a lovely watercolor fabric for me to stitch on, because as we all know, these pieces take me a long time, and I don't want to just look at a plain white fabric. I want to look at something fun. So I told her what the theme was, and I said, this is what I want to buy. I want to buy a fabric for this piece that I'm going to be doing. And so she came up with the most beautiful fabric ever. Okay, are you ready? Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. So this is the, I think, I gave her the measurements, and then we calculated how much border we wanted. So I got to measure this properly. I got to measure it twice or 3 times to make sure I'm stitching it the proper way. It's almost a square. I can't remember. I got to check before I start the pattern. So isn't that the best? It came with a little stamped business card. This is her store. Check it out. It's actually lovely. This is really cute. I like that. The best part is, of course, she finished the edges for me, so they're really nicely finished. So I don't have to worry about that fraying. I'm so excited to start, especially with this pretty fabric. It's going to look absolutely amazing on this. It's going to be so much fun to stitch on. So I think I'm going to stare at the fabric for a little while and try and decide which way, once I figure out, you know, which direction I'm supposed to be stitching it in, where I want to stitch. Because obviously with these ones, you don't start in the center, you start from a corner. So I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do and which way I want it to go. But that's the fun of it. I think I'm just going to maybe lay it out somewhere or hang it up somewhere and kind of just stare at it for a while and see which corner I like the best to start on. I can't stop staring at it. Like, honest to goodness. And then, not only did she send that fabric to me quite quickly after I paid for it, she was the best. She added a bonus needle minder for me. It's something that she's working on. They are little stamps put in plexiglass, and they have a little magnet on the back. So they're like little needle minders. Aren't they so adorable? So much fun. So that is what part of my plan is for the new year. So I know you're probably thinking, oh my God, you haven't even finished one of the mystery styles. What are you thinking about starting another one? Because it's just fun being part of a group of stitchers who are all stitching the same thing, even though it'll end up not being a surprise towards the end of it. I still really enjoy the process, and I know I'm going to enjoy the end product regardless. Because look how much I'm enjoying the Sleepy Owlet. Still, after it being released, it's been about 2 years since it was released, I still really enjoy stitching on it. So I think the same is going to be for last year's one and this year one. Last year one is still taking me a little bit of time of getting into the groove and into the mood of stitching it. But this one, especially because I asked her to do it on 18 count, I think I'm going to like really enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to that. So next up, we have some fun news. If you remember in my last video, I wanted to thank all my viewers for being such a big part of my channel and for encouraging me and for being here with me. So I wanted to offer a sweet little prize or 2 or 3 to celebrate 3,000 subscribers. So I can't thank you enough. So I drew names using the random comment picker on YouTube, and I was able to pick my 3 winners. So first, for the $20 gift card to Kaylee's shop, where you can get a fabulous piece of fabric just like this, the winner is D Stitcher. I'm going to post the comment here. So congratulations. You can email me here if you would like to reach out to me, send me an email, let me know that you were the winner, and I can't wait to hear from you. Then the next gift was an offer of a chart of your liking from Contemporary Cross. That's that new, to me, business that creates charts from artwork of artists. They're all very unique. A lot of different interests and artists out there on that website that I think will catch somebody's attention, because we all have different tastes, don't we? I'm still perusing through it, trying to decide which one I want to buy. But I have, the owner, Paula, has quite kindly offered to give one of my viewers, as a gift, one of her charts from her website. So the winner for that is, let me see if I can pronounce this right, Tracy Wright. And I'm going to post her comment right here. So congratulations, Tracy. You can email me at this email address and let me know which project you would like or which chart you would like from Contemporary Cross. And the final prize, the third prize that I wanted to give away, was a Heaven and Earth Designs chart. So the winner of this can select whichever chart they would like from Heaven and Earth Designs, and I will gift it to them. And the winner for that is Country Stitcher. And here is the comment that won that one. Country Stitcher with a K. So please email me, let me know that you were the winner, and I will send along the chart of your choice. I am so happy for all of you. Congratulations. I think it's fantastic. And I hope you enjoy your prizes as much as I do. I know I really enjoy a full coverage piece, as evidenced by all my videos and all my stitching. I also really enjoy stitching on colorful pieces of fabric because, like I mentioned, it's just so much more entertaining when you're working on a piece for so long. It's nice to look at something pretty underneath the stitches. Yes, it's all going to be hidden, but you know, it still makes it nice. And a lot of people sometimes, instead of matting their project when finished, they'll actually leave the fabric a little bit on the edges so that people can see it around the stitched piece. So that's an idea too, if you ever think about doing it that way. And then I hope you are able to discover some brand new artists that you never knew were out there through Paula and her website, Contemporary Cross. It's always new, really fun to discover new talent. The last thing that I want to show you is my Christmas stitch. I decided to make it my daily 100 for the month of December, and I've been doing well with it so far. This is my Christmas mailbox. I'm just going to take it off of the Q-snap for a moment. So I am stitching this piece in a extreme cross-country method. For those of you who don't know what that means that you stitch one color entirely through the whole project before you're allowed to move on to the next color. And I'm first, because I finished one color, okay? So before I show you what it looks like currently live, because I moved on to the next color, I'm going to show you a picture of the piece as it is with one color completely finished. So here's what it looks like. Then there was a lot of debate within myself on how to select the next color. I asked for suggestions, and they were all lovely suggestions, and they all made sense. And then I thought to myself, I got to figure this out. Because it's such a large piece, I had not put in my grid lines all over, only in the areas that I wanted to stitch. So I thought, let's stick to close to an area that is already stitched so that I don't miscount and make an error. So I just picked the very next color next to the one that I had already stitched. So I started it there, very similar color. So I need to put something up behind this to show you properly. But let's just see how that works. So here's, it's really wrinkly because I've been holding it and moving the Q-snap and moving it all. So here is where I'm at. And if you can tell, the color that I'm currently stitching is very similar to the color that I had stitched previously. It's just a very slight difference. One is pinkish and one is, so the original color was 819 DMC, and then the color I'm filling in now is 3770, I think. So which is like a creamy beige. So pink and beige, both very light in the same family. I think if you looked really hard, like I can tell because I've been staring at it, I can tell where the pink stitches are and where the beige 3770 stitches are. I'm sure there's a reason for it, that anyway, so that's what I'm doing now. But I kind of like that I picked the color right here, right next to it to move on, because it's things are looking complete. You know what I mean? Because if I had picked a color that was like somewhere here and it was just a little bit, I'd be like, I want a sense of completion, because this extreme cross country method is going to take me freaking forever to get through. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go through my diagonals, finish it. And it was pretty easy because these diagonals here were all just fully, completely fill it in. Now it's starting to leave more holes for another color to pop in there, but I'm happy with how it's going. This is going to be a forever project. It's going to take me a while, but I like it. I can't tell you how much I enjoy cross-stitching and my time sharing with you here on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope everyone's having a happy holidays and you're all getting lots of stitching time. I'm trying to get as much stitching time in there as I can while I'm doing my Vlogmas videos. They're getting kind of hectic, but I'm still loving it. You get to see my beautiful Christmas background that I decided to stay with. Otherwise, I'd have to take it all down and put it all back up again for tomorrow. So you get to enjoy that as well today. Thank you for joining me here today. It has been so wonderful. I will see you again next time. Winners, congratulations. Please send me an email. I will try and find your comment and comment on it so that you get a message that way too. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. I'm just so overwhelmed with everything. Life, cross-stitch, everything. But I have to say, if I didn't have all of this on the go, I'd probably get bored pretty quickly. So I want to thank you all again. I will see you next time with my end of year review and my upcoming plans for the new year. Can you believe it? We're almost done with 2022. I can't anyway. Thank you so much. Bye everyone. Have a wonderful day and night and evening. Happy stitching.